Hello, brothers and sisters, family and friends. How are you all today? Well, I would like to share with you another story. This one starts with a little girl and her dad. Her mom is kind of sick. Her mom is actually very sick, but her mom still carries on. Her mother, of course, believes in the Most High and loves the Most High with her whole heart. She does also. The little girl does also. She's 10 years old. Her dad, he knows about the Most High, but you could say the Most High isn't his Elohim. Why you ask that? Say that? Well, her dad, every day, he works every day. He doesn't even have a day off. He just works. And when he comes home, the first thing he does is go onto his phone and starts looking at Facebook, YouTube, other things. And that, of course, makes the little girl very sad. So one day, she decided she was going to ask her dad something. She went to her dad and said, "Daddy, why do you always work every day? You don't have time for the Sabbaths, you don't rest, and when you're home, the first thing you do is Facebook, YouTube, play games and do other things, and you never want to read with us out of the scripture. Why is that?" Her daddy didn't answer her. He just said, "I don't have time to answer you now." So that made the little girl very upset. She went to her mommy and she sat next to her mom without saying a word. Her mom saw that something was wrong and she looked at her little girl and asked, "What's wrong, sweetheart? Why are you so upset?" She then sighed and the little girl told her mom everything. And after she told her mom everything, her mom took the scripture which was next to her and she opened a few pages and showed to the little girl. Said, "Your father thinks he knows what's right. Your father thinks he's doing right. He's not doing wrong. But you see these verses? These are the verses that he's been missing. He's been listening to his boss and other people around him. And his boss, who tells him to work on the Sabbath, while he listens to his boss. And I tried to tell your dad that he shouldn't listen to people, but he should listen to the commandments. But your father said he doesn't have a choice. So you see, my dear, your father, his boss, is his Elohim now. So he of course listens to his Elohim. And Facebook is like his idol. He always likes the Facebook, games and YouTube. And with all that, all those is his idols. If your father would just have Facebooked a little bit and then read the scripture, or if your father would just have YouTubed a little bit and read the scripture, well then yes, then it wouldn't have been his idol. And if he would have gotten a new job where he can rest on his Sabbath, well then yes, then his boss wouldn't have been his Elohim. Then he would have listened, and the Most High would have been his Elohim. But your father, he gets mad when we talk about it. So my little girl, always remember that the person who you listen the most to and the things that you do the most to, those are your idols and Elohims. If you listen more to a boss or someone else, well, of course you have to listen to your parents. But if they tell you to do anything against the Torah, well then, you shouldn't listen to them. I know I'm your mother and all, but I'm teaching you about the Torah. That's what her mom said. The little girl giggled a little bit. But her mom continued to say, but if the person who you listen to doesn't teach you of the Torah and teach you to go against it, and you listen to that person, then that person becomes your Elohim. And that will be the biggest mistake of your life. And if you do something and forget to read about the Torah, if you do things that isn't right or things that takes your time away from the Most High, well then those things become your idol. Never, never, my dear daughter, do that. Never go astray. Never choose idols or other Elohims above the Most High. The Most High is the only Elohim, and, well, you know the rest, my dear daughter, her mom said. The little girl smiled and hugged her mom and went to her room. The next morning, her mom breathed her last. The little girl grew up, but she never forgot those words, and she did as her mother